second to pop up here. Oh, I need to start a timer. Kind of screwed up. Hopefully this works. All right, reconnecting. There we go. All right, so now I'm live again. There we go. We'll see. We'll give it a minute. Let's give it a minute for people to pop in here. Whew. It is starting to get warm. For those people that are watching this video for the first time, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help. Also, post something in the comments. I normally reply to the after the show comments within an hour. This is part 2. No, it's not a series. I just had to take a break. But like I said, if you're watching this and it's not live, I'm sorry that I missed you. The YouTube algorithm has been beating on me pretty hard so far. It looks like Viking Queen showed up. Bradley is back. I'm back! Hello, Viking Queen. Burst in this one. In part 2, you're first. 5x5. So nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, I was trying to post it over on the Discord side, and it disconnects. You know, like, hey, you want to share this? Yeah, sure, I'll share it. And then it disconnects. All right, West Virginia Pappy, what's up, bro? What's up? I'm gonna move this timer out of the way. There we go. So I've got about a half an hour to ramble on about a few things here and there, preparedness. We'll give it another minute to come back in here. Do me a favor, guys, hit that thumbs up button if you have not done it yet. Post questions if you have one or want to continue the conversation that we had during the very first side. Tefel is back. Tefel is back. Oh my God, the coffee is so good. So today I've got to, while we're waiting for more people to pop in here, Hicktown Honey, good to see you. I've got the mighty local prepper clipboard out, and it's covered in things I got to go pay. But I got to run over to the tax service. I've got to drop off a handful of checks, and then I've got to get back and get the shop open and get to work in there. Let's see. Oh, we got enough people in here. I don't see enough thumbs up, guys. I'm not being picky or anything, but come on now. It's a button. Anyway, so back on what we were talking about. You know, I hate to continue to go on. Deanna says that was fast. Said no woman to me ever. Anyway, you know, I hate to ramble on about, you know, Captain Blue Shirt, but what is happening. But from the first part of this, they're in their death throes. They've lost their fight on X to try and keep it as it was during the times of the great tweet wars. And so they've lost that platform. They know they have, but they still think it's that. And so whenever they say something like this, it's like it's a pile-on of Americans or people of the world that are just tired of the crap. They're just so tired of this the crap. And then, you know, what happened last week is just the icing on the cake. It's like, all right, we are so done with this craziness. You know, I saw something that I saw that has resurfaced is the picture of the voting graph. I don't know if you guys remember that. I'm going to try and do it. It's kind of like these two bars that kind of go like this, and then this is the red tide guy, but then it goes like this. And that's the blue tide guy. I don't know if you guys remember that. I got you, Bradley. Bradley's gonna be listening to us in the middle of a meeting, so I'm gonna defer from saying anything that might make him giggle out loud like a schoolgirl. But that graph has resurfaced, and for good reason. Because listen, every time they pull this stuff at the polls, we put more people in there. And that has not solved the problem, because they just keep doing it. They wait until the people leave. So this time, I think the people just aren't going to leave. I think they're just not going to allow the shenanigans to happen again. And I truly hope not. You know, this 2 a.m. freaking, you know, 40, 50, 60,000 votes just show up at 2 a.m. I mean, Come on. That's ridiculous. I honestly believe, do me a favor, put it in the chat. We got 18 people in here. We only have 4 thumbs up, and that's a bunch of bull, because you know how good I am. Anyway, so do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat if you think we should go back to all paper and pencil ballots. I believe we do. They do it in the UK. They don't have a problem with it. It takes them all night to get it right. That's right, I just made that up. But they still do it. So it can be done. And they have more freaking federal level, what we would call federal level of elections than anybody on the freaking planet, man. They'll dump a prime minister in the snap of a finger, and now they got to go through a national election to get a new prime minister. You know, it's crazy. Let's see here. All votes show up for just one candidate. I got you. But yeah, man, we need to go back to paper ballots. They have fought us tooth and nail on the voter ID, but I'm here to tell you, I've seen where that is gaining some traction. It truly is. You know, when I was coming up, the only people who voted by mail were military service people who were out of the country. And I think some you had the ability, if you were you could vote by mail if you were a like in a like a rest home or something, where you just physically had no way to get to the polls, you know. Let's see here, but all voters must be citizens and registered. 100%. 100%. Yeah, they've got to do it. It's that easy. They've got to do it. You know, see, the thing is the registry rolls are based on the fact that people live in places, okay? They have physical addresses, and that you could like go down and say, I'm such and such, and I live at this physical address, and they would look you up and like, you're golden, okay? But then our world got bigger without actually getting bigger, and now people live everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the people that don't have addresses. You know, what about the people that are American citizens but are homeless? You know what I'm saying? They still have rights. They still have rights. But it don't take but a second to give it. Listen, if you can stand in the bread line, okay? If you can stand at the line at the local soup kitchen, if you can stand in the line at the Red Cross, then you can stand at the line in the DMV and get a free voter card, a personal identification card. Yeah, you can. So you know, and obviously they tried the racist game. It didn't work. It didn't work because all it did was piss off black people, because it was the absolute truth. They thought that the black people wouldn't say anything, and they did, and now it blew up in their face. You know, you can't call people stupid and them not know you called them stupid. It's mind-blowing. All right, we got some stuff in the chat here. Let's see here. ID is all right for anything but voting. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, you know. If I dye my beard and cut it shorter, I actually will get ID'd if I want to buy like alcohol or something, you know. We get ID'd in Ohio. Gotcha, Hicktown. Come on, you slackers. Hit that thumbs up. Show some love. Gotcha. Grumpy Acres Farm. Good to see you, Broseph. Good to see you. Let's see here. We have a voter's registration card to carry here. I think that's awesome. I think that's absolutely awesome. The only problem is, well, I mean, that's great. That is great. I think it's great for a 2-part system. But the problem is that, you know, people are lazy, and they'll go and they'll like move, and then they won't change their voter registration, and that's associated with their address. Also, they die, and now you got these people on the rolls. And if you don't think, matter of fact, I'm going to do that. Do me a favor, put in the chat, type the letter A, okay? If you believe that there are organizations out there that are actually paid to track dead people on registration rolls and then sell that information to whoever the highest bidder is, whoever they want to. Do me a favor. If you believe that that type of organization exists, type the letter A. Let's see here. I can't read you, bro. Hold on. Harry Poppins. That's a pretty cool name. Are you a Democrat? I am not a Democrat. I am an independent. Let's see here. Hold on a second. I support Biden. Well, okay. Listen, this isn't a channel. This is a preparedness channel. We just have political views that are associated with the things that we need to prepare for. And if you want to vote with Biden, you're an American. Hopefully you pay your taxes, and you have the absolute right to do that. Absolute right to do that. So, and I'll support it either way. I mean, somebody's got to be wrong, and I say that in jest. Harry Poppins says, why independence? My question is, why not? Maybe you need to rephrase that question. Rephrase that question for me real quick, okay? And I'll be happy to answer it for you. Motor oil, I don't recognize you. You guys be nice. Listen to me. Just because it's not your job, okay, to shut these people down. They have a voice. They have the right to speak, okay? I've always been a free speech advocate. In fact, that's why I got into this YouTube business. But here's what I'll tell you. If you're here, Harry Poppins, just to try and be a dick, that's my only rule. Don't be a dick. So be courteous, be kind, and everybody else do the exact same thing. So let's see here. All right, man, I really wish there was a way to make these bigger. That's what you said. Let's see, Harry Poppins. What time was Joe Biden sworn in? Nah, that doesn't matter. That's a dumb question. We got to grab a sandwich. Says voting is meaningless. George Carlin. There's a lot of truth to that. There is a lot of truth to that. Thank you, Harry Poppins. I appreciate it. I'm not a nice person. I'm sorry. Well, if you're not nice, then you know that you probably shouldn't be here, because I don't like unnice people. But you mind your manners. You mind your manners, young lady or man, whichever you are. You can only be one of two, by the way. Let's see here. Grumpy says, I agree. People have the right to speak no matter how much. Come on now. And this message was held for review. Let me see. Let me view this message. Rosita says, be a dick and screen change. Gotcha. I forgot that I used to say that. Another moderator just handled this. I guess somebody. So Rosita typed, be a dick and get your screen changed. That's something I used to say all the time over on the TikToks, and because people would just like blurt out their most ridiculous nuisance words, just ridiculous. They're just trying to get a rise out of people. And you could push a button and it would change your screen on TikTok. So basically you weren't allowed to comment anymore, but you could watch the video all day long. Let's see here. What's your name? Pap says, I agree to disagree. I thought I did this already, but it's already been taken care of. Okay, anyway. Let's see here. I really support Trump. I got you. Where are we at here? I tested you. Well, that's okay. In a good mood, gotta stir stuff up, keep you on your toes. I thought you were What made you think I was a Democrat, Harry Poppins? What made you think that? Seriously. Because I'm pretty, I'm out, I hate to say it, but I really lean to the right. I think the only thing that's really like would even indicate that I was even slightly blue was that I want, smaller class sizes, and I was one of those people that believe we should have more computers in the classroom, but on the education side, I believe that teachers should be teaching, they should be teaching facts that are historically based, or the regular, the math, the English, the science, social studies. I think that they should be teaching those, and they should never be teaching their own personal opinions about things, because children's minds are extremely moldable. And if they like you, if they like the way you speak, if they like the way you treat them, and then you you teach them your ideology, and your ideology is just like completely anti-American, then you just molded, you know, that teacher would have just molded this kid into somebody who is going to probably be completely unproductive in life and will do nothing but fight with people their entire life, you know. Let's see here. Maybe I judged too fast before listening to. Well, no words, bro. No words. Let's see here. This mess. Another one. Oh my God! Come on. What's this? Held for review. You don't sound like a Democrat at all. You're. I can't. You. I'm gonna go ahead and show that. I don't know why that. It keeps telling me it's. So. I don't know if. Well. I think Rosita is one of my mods. I can't remember who else is a mod in here. I only have one or two, but it's telling me that it's been handled by somebody over already. So if your comment is not showing up, either a mod is getting it before I can. And matter of fact, mods, please stop. I'll handle that. I'll handle it for this live stream. But I believe that YouTube is probably doing it itself. Okay. And if I have the opportunity, I'll go back and I'll look at it. I don't think that I can change a live stream chat after it's been recorded. So, what we got here? Bob showed up. Good morning, my friend. Teach the basics need to be function members of society. Absolutely, 100%. It's one of the biggest problems that we have, and we got to get our kids' head out of these damn phones because they're destroying their brains. It's destroying their perceptions of the world. You know, I personally know of a young man who has no desire whatsoever to be even outside of his dwelling. None whatsoever. And so we've got to get that. We've got to get that back under control. You know, I hate to say it, but we got to get these damn cell phones out of our kids' hands. You know, and you know, some schools have been pretty good about it. Like, hey, put it in your locker. Put it on freaking airplane mode and only use it in case of emergencies and, you know, things like that. But we have a lot of schools where these phones are just, you know, in their back pockets of all of our freaking kids all day long, and that's all they freaking do, you know. Even the teachers tell them, like, don't do this and don't do that. But, you know, they still do it. They still play with their phones all morning. You know what I'm saying? They still do all of that. You know, they've got to spread their gossip, you know, somehow. And, you know, that used to happen in the hallways or during lunch, and it was very isolated, you know. And, you know, I hate, for lack of better words, it was more difficult for them to destroy a person's life than, you know, a teenager, you know, than it is now. Or I'm sorry, than it was back then, because back then the word had to spread. Now it's instant, beep, 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 you know, and now, you know, whatever you want to say, you know. Let's see, that's because life's been made too convenient, too user-friendly. That's true. It's absolutely true, you know. I mean, everybody likes it. There's nothing like holding the entire base of knowledge in the world in the palm of your hands. People are so ignorant to what they're carrying around. They just think it's a Facebook machine, it's a chat machine, it's, you know, it's like it's something their mom can call and find out what they're doing, you know. And you know, and I have seen where teenagers will ignore their parents calling just to do it. If your parent is calling you on a phone, you better frickin' answer it. There's a reason. What do we got here? So looks like the hearing is about to start. I mean, what time is it? Let's watch. In 15 minutes. If you guys didn't know this, Mr. Fiauci is going to be, the hearing is going to start at 10 a.m. There is a link in the Discord that somebody posted for us. If you guys are on the Discord, I don't know where you posted it. Could you repost it in like in news or videos or something so that people can find it? It's going to be interesting because he himself is going to be on there, and you know, Mr. Paul is going to verbally beat him to death. I honestly think that they may they may the purpose of the investigation and these hearings into what had happened is focused on this man, and I think that they're going to charge him. They're going to relay criminal charges, and we'll see where that goes. And if it does, if they don't do anything with it, oh, because if you don't know the backstory on that man and the companies that he's associated with and how much money he made during that thing that we can't speak about, then you ought to look it up. Everyone, y'all better be voting Trump or we're all screwed. I hate to say it, but you're absolutely true. You're absolutely true. Let's see here. Makes no convenience. They're friendly, but teachers and schools staff have no power anymore to enforce rules and regulations. I see it all the time at my job. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. I think it also has a lot to do with where you are. I'm not so. It took a long time for administrators to take control of our school system. If you guys didn't know that. But now they are in power. Most of these people that are administrators have never stood in front of a class, have never taught a student in their entire lives. And they've created their own class of junior, senior, executive level administrators. And that's their goal. They're creating these places for themselves. It's kind of like you remember when HR became a thing. Well, it wasn't a thing for a long time until they started creating their own classes, and I don't mean the kind you sit in. I'm talking about tiers of administration. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you get executive level, then you can pretty much do and say whatever you want to do. And then here's the other thing too, guys. Did you know your school board, most of those people are not even teachers? Most of them are just looky-loos that have a well-known name within the community, that have never stood in front of a classroom, that don't know anything about the education system, and they're literally just there to make sure that the budget is balanced. Yeah, that's who they are. And they think that they're above everybody else. And I think, unfortunately, if this all starts to go the way it's going, these people might find themselves in very precarious situations. You know, Plumber Joe and stenographer Sally might find them one day and make sure that their lattes aren't drank, if you know what I mean. Drank, worn, not drank, that kind of thing. But it is very possible. It is very feasible to think in our very near future that this class of this class of people that they've created for themselves in all levels of administration, in all types of jobs, that think that they're above what it is to be an American citizen. That their days may be I don't want to use that word. There may be a limited amount of days in which they feel superior. So things are not going great. I got another one. Damn, who's typing all this stuff where view is not where are we at here? I'm not gonna regurgitate what you just said, Happy Poppins, but Happy Poppins says Joe Biden poops his pants every day. I'm gonna show that. See if I got it. Show. Another moderator just handled this. So I don't know. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see what I just allowed to be shown? Let me know in the comments. We got 5 minutes and 32 seconds. Let's see here. Bradley says we need more Hacksaw Jim Duggan. There you go. Gotcha. Is here. I see it. Good. All right, good. So it is working. I think what's happening is I'm pushing the show button and nothing's happening. So I'm pushing it again and it's like, oh, you did that already. So the algorithm isn't trying to end me now, I guess. Good. I'm glad to see it. Okay, good. Our school board is worse than our current government. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these people are. And here's the thing. We need people in our school boards that are focused on the basics. You know? Math, science, reading, social studies. You know, you remember that was a history too. And you remember when that was like, those are the core credits you had to graduate from high school. Everything else was pretty much like an elective, right? And they teach just that, and not their own personal ideas. Or I'm sorry, and we're talking about school boards, and that is the focus, and not preparing them for college. Because if they are in history 2 or 3, if they are in calculus 1, calculus 2, trigonometry, you know what I'm saying? If they are in English 2, then they are prepared for college. That's what those levels mean in high school. And that's the focus that our school board should have. Not any of this rainbow crap. You know what I'm saying? People, I used to have a saying. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat it here. You're here. You're queer. We're used to it. We don't care anymore. We don't care. We completely accept you for who you are. So there's absolutely no reason for you to be doing all this crazy shit. And that's the way our school board should be. Cell phones in the lockers on airport or on airplane mode. If you have to take them to school, definitely no use during school hours. It's that no use on school property, I would say. Let's see. Reason I homeschool. There you go. Gotcha, Tefel. It's got to the point where, I've been saying it's out of control for about 3 years, but it is just, I guess let's close with this because I only have about 2 minutes left. We should be thinking about our children. My children are grown and gone. They're already living in the world. They're already leading semi-productive lives. Now I'm thinking about my grandchildren. But if you have children that are in the school system, you should be like knee deep in the school board. You should be knee deep in the parent-teacher conferences. You should be like, what did my kid learn today? And never let them tell you that your kid is like some special needs guy. I mean, unless he truly is, unless it's medical. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen so many times where teachers who can't get their kids to get a good grade, they'll say, well, they need to see a doctor. They throw the ADHD stuff out there, hyperactivism. I knew lots of kids that were coming up like that. And the parents just made them press through it, and they became stronger, and they dealt with the world around them. Because that's the thing about school, guys. When school is over, your kids have to deal with the world around them. All right, I think that's going to be about it, guys. As usual, if you like what I'm doing, hit that like and subscribe button. I don't see enough thumbs up there. Stop being slackers. If you want to support the channel, there's links someplace down there. Patreon's the best way to do it, but it is what it is. All right, guys. Hopefully you had a good time today. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye.